Dear students, as you have your first unit test of English on 29th of this month, let me revise the first lesson of The Approach, My Greatest Olympic Prize by Jesse Owens. In this lesson, the author Jesse Owens shares his own experience as a participant of 1936 Summer Olympics held in Berlin, Germany. Jesse Owens was an American athlete. He was specialized in sprints. He represented America in the 1936 Summer Olympics held in Berlin, Germany, where he achieved international reputation and recognition by bagging 4 gold medals, one each in the 100-meter race, 200 meters race, long jump, and as a member of the 4 into 100-meter relay race. But when Jesse Owens reached in Berlin in 1936 to participate the Summer Olympics, he found that nationalistic feelings were running very high there due to the remarks made by the then ruler of Germany, Adolf Hitler. Hitler, just before the 1936 Summer Olympics, proclaimed that the athletes of Germany were the members of the master race. It means the athletes of Germany were superior to all other athletes of the world, and they would beg all the gold medals for the country. As Jesse Owens had worked hard for 6 years, trained and disciplined himself for the Olympics, he was not at all worried when he came to know about the nationalistic feelings of Germans. He was hopeful of winning at least 1 or 2 gold medals for his country. He had focused his eyes on the long jump event. Do you know why? Because a year before the 1936 Summer Olympics, as a university student, he had set the world record of 26 feet 8 by 4 inches. As a matter of fact, everyone expected him to win a gold medal in the long jump event of 1936 Summer Olympics hands down, which means easily. But when the time came for the long jump trials, he was surprised to see a tall German athlete hitting the pit at almost 26 feet on his practice leaves. He was a German athlete named Lachlan. Jesse Owens was told that Hitler had kept him under wraps, which means secretly hoping that he would win the jump. Jesse thought that if Lachlan won, it would prove the Nazis' Aryan superiority theory. As you know, Nazis were the members of Hitler's National Socialist German Workers' Party, or in short NSDAP, and it was founded by Hitler. A little hot under the collar, which means very angry about Hitler's ways. Who was very angry about Hitler's ways? It was Jesse Owens, who was very angry about Hitler's ways. He was a Negro, as his ancestors had migrated from Africa to America in order to settle there. So he determined to try his best in the competition, and so Der Führer, which means a leader in German, used as the epithet for Hitler, expressing his quality and his master race, who was really superior and who was not. Now the revision of the second unit of the lesson, My Greatest Olympic Prize. Do you know who is our greatest enemy? Our greatest enemy is our own anger. So we should not allow the anger to come to us. Any coach will tell you that an angry athlete is an athlete who will certainly make mistakes. Jesse Owens was no exception, as he was angry after coming to know about the nationalistic feelings of Germans. He could not concentrate himself on his game. In sports events, athletes have to prove that they are qualified for the finals. So, each participant in sports events gets 3 chances to qualify for the finals. Jesse Owens, on the first of his 3 qualifying trials, he jumped from several inches beyond the takeoff board. As a result, the referee declared his jump as a no jump. He was even worse on his second jump. After losing 2 chances of his qualifying trials, he started asking himself whether he had come covering 3,000 miles from America to Berlin to make a fool of himself. He was disgusted. He showed his disappointment by kicking at the ground. At that time, all of a sudden, he felt a hand on his shoulder. He turned to confirm himself whose hand it was. It was the hand of Lodge Long, who had easily qualified for the finals on his first attempt. He offered Jesse Owens a firm handshake. He introduced him, saying that he was Lodge Long. Though his mother tongue was not English, he could speak English well with a German accent. Hiding his nervousness, Jesse Owens greeted Lodge Long. When Lodge asked Jesse Owens how he was, he said that he was fine. But Lodge Long was not satisfied with the answer because he knew it well that Jesse was very much worried about his performance. He openly expressed that Jesse had been carried away by anger and disappointment. He advised Jesse not to be disheartened, as he had got the ability to qualify for the finals with his eyes closed. Jesse was deeply impressed and said to Lodge Long that he was aware of his ability. Both Jesse and Lodge Long spent some time talking together, but Jesse did not disclose his state of mind before Lodge Long. But Lodge Long seemed to understand the reason of his anger. Lodge Long gave his consolation. Though Lodge Long had been schooled in the Nazi youth movement, he did not believe in the Nazis' Aryan supremacy theory. Lodge was an inch taller than Jesse Owens. He had a lean, muscular body. He had clear blue eyes, beautiful hair, and handsome facial appearance. When Lodge Long observed that Jesse had been calmed down to some extent, he pointed to the takeoff board. He advised Jesse to draw a line a few inches at the back of the takeoff board and aim at making his takeoff there. Suddenly, all his tension disappeared. Jesse listened what he was said by Lodge Long. He drew a line a foot behind the takeoff board and jumped from there. This time, Jesse qualified himself with a foot to spare. This could only happen due to the advice given to him by his rival competitor Lodge Long. In fact, Lodge Long imbibed the qualities of a true sportsmanship spirit in him. Now, the revision of the third unit of the lesson, My Greatest Olympic Prize. That night, Jesse Owens went to the quarters of Lodge Long to extend his thanks to him. Jesse Owens knew that if Lodge Long had not come to him and calmed down his anger, he would probably not be jumping in the trials the next day. Both of them sat in the quarters of Lodge Long and talked for long 2 hours. They talked about the track, field, the world situation, and a dozen other things. The discussion was so heart touching that both of them realized that they had already been bounded off with a real friendship. The next day, in the final match, they would try to do their best. But Jesse Owens knew that as a real friend, Lodge Long wanted him to perform well in the game. The next day, both of them appeared on the Olympic ground for the final match with their eyes fixed on the game. In the midst of cheerful clappings, Lodge Long jumped accurately from the takeoff board and he broke his own past record. Jesse Owens was highly inspired and spirited to strike gold. Jesse Owens performed better than Lodge Long, but he could not break his own past record. As a university student, Jesse Owens set the world record of 26 feet 8 1 by 4 inches. But in 1936 Summer Olympics, Jesse could jump 26 feet 5 1 by 4 inches, which was a historical, as it was the highest jump in 1936 Summer Olympics. Lodge Long, who was at his side, warmly congratulated him, shaking his hand firmly. The kind of friendship he felt for Lodge Long at that moment was incomparable and invaluable. All his lifetime awards would be no match to that relationship. It was a 24-carat friendship. The friendship he had formed with Lodge Long was considered the greatest Olympic prize for Jesse Owens. To him, Lodge Long was the epitome of Pierre de Coubertin's idea of the spirit of the Olympic Games as it is supposed to be. The important thing in the Olympic Games is not winning but taking part. The essential thing in life is not conquering but fighting well.